Welcome to this episode of Everybody In on addressing systemic racism. And Unit 2, we're really going to focus on recognizing how racism has historically been set up and then how it looks today, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that. I want to spend some time really addressing some of the ways in the systems that have been impacting people almost from the beginning of the United States. And so when we think about these historical facts, it's not a judgment that we're trying to place, but it is a recognition that although we've said in our preamble to the Constitution and in the Declaration of Independence that all men are created equal and that they're endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And although those great and sacred words have been written, we've yet in some ways been able to see the promise, or when those words were written, they excluded certain folks. And so when we think about this idea of race and systemic racism, what we're trying to do is peel back the onion so we can get to the root and make sure that those great and sacred words are applicable to everyone. And so one way to do that is this short film we're going to ask you to watch called the Unfair Opportunity Race. And so you can go to YouTube or go to our video exchange and look for that video. It's called the Unequal Opportunity Race, or you can scan it right here and look right on your phone. So that's one of the things that we'll ask you to do, and then ask you to reflect on that as well. And then there's another video that we'd like you to watch. It's called the Unfair Monopoly Game. And one of the things that we have to recognize is that unfortunately these systems continue because we participate in the systems. And so it's kind of this reaffirming system where our participation actually validates our participation. And so it's a cycle that kind of keeps feeding itself. And in this game, what you recognize in the unfair Monopoly game is that kids are given different amounts of resources and asked to play this game. And they, even though it's unfair, and they realize that it's unfair, they continue to play. And so the question then becomes for us, why do we continue to play? Why do we continue to be a part of systems that we recognize may not be benefiting everyone in equitable ways? And so that's an important thing to kind of think about. And with those two activities, we'll spend a lot of time helping you to reflect on those and encouraging to reflect on those. But as for this unit, we're done. I want to say thank you so much for joining us for this particular unit. Think about the systems of race and racism that historically have oftentimes not given people access to all the rights that are that they're supposed to get as citizens, and recognizing that it is our participation in not standing up and not suggesting or asking questions that make us susceptible to the continuation of racism and systemic racism. So my name is Andre Koen. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.